Hey, what's up? Welcome to this first episode of a series of videos that I'm making for you about teaching Alef-Beis to children. And this video is where to start. So let's think, where can we start? So let's start with the Torah. Let's look at where the Torah started. The Torah began, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then it goes on to talk about how God spoke. And, everything was created, the sky and the birds and the fish and everything. Everything was created in those first 6 days. But before God can speak, there was nothing before creation. There was just God. It was all God. So before God could speak and create, there needed to be some kind of a language to speak in. And that's why God first created, before all of this, God first created the letters of the Alef-Beis. The basic foundation and basic building blocks of the language of the Torah is the Hebrew alphabet, the Alef-Beis. There's a really interesting story about how God chose the first letter of the Torah. All the letters came up to God and said, God, I want to be the letter that the Torah starts with. And, the Aleph came, and God said, no, you're going to be the first letter of the 10 Commandments. I can't start the Torah with you. And then each letter, one by one, came up to God, and God gave a reason why they couldn't be the first letter to start the Torah with. And eventually it came to be that God chose Beis, Bereshis. So it was very special to God which letter to begin the Torah with. And the same thing with our names. Our names are our essence. That's who we are. My name is Chana, Ches, Nun, Hey. That's who I am inside. And when you're seeing me or anybody, any human being, the essence of their name is the Alef-Beis. The world was created with Alef-Beis. When you're seeing a tree, okay, for example, a tree. The word tree in Hebrew is 8. And the Hebrew letters are ayin and tzadik. And when you see a tree, what you're seeing is the Hebrew letters. I explain it to my kids as if they're dancing and singing together and playing together. But it's like they're coded and configured in such a meticulous way that what you're seeing is not the Hebrew letters. You're seeing that tree. But deep inside, the soul of that tree is these letters, because everything in creation is infused with these holy letters, with the Alef-Beis. The world was created with Alef-Beis through God's speech. Just hanging their name on the wall, or I did for a little while, I had on the back of our chairs where we eat, but it caused too many arguments, so I took it off. But maybe that'll work for you, putting your child's name on their chair or on their bedroom. That's their space. That's like their room. So having their name up on the wall of their room, and really what you're showing them is their essence, because they are that name. Within what you're seeing when you see your child is the letters of their name configured and organized in such a structured way by God that what you see is your child, but really deep inside is the holy letters of the Alef-Beis. And just to have a visual of their name is very, very powerful and really special for children. Even if it's just the first letter, kids really own that first letter. It's theirs. It's theirs. It's their letter. It's the letter that their name starts with. Just as the Beis, the first letter of the Torah, was just a powerful letter. Hashem really took care and chose very carefully which letter to start the Torah with. So their name also, kids really tap into that energy, and the first letter of their name is very powerful to them and really, really special. So just showing them that letter and having it up on the wall of their bedroom or a chair or some visual of it, that's one place to start and one tool for you on where to start teaching Alef-Beis. Second tool, and this is pretty simple, I'm not going to talk a lot about it because it's pretty straightforward, is singing the Alef-Beis song. All of creation is Alef-Beis, and the same thing with our prayers. We wouldn't have prayers unless we had these letters first. So beginning with the Alef-Beis song is prayer. That is prayer. For children, singing Alef-Beis is a prayer to God, and it's connecting to God. Song is powerful. I know I use that word powerful so much for so many things, but it's true. Singing is so powerful for kids. They learn through song. There is a second video to go with this video, and it's just 2 Alef-Beis songs that I know and that I like. And I'm just giving you the tune. It's not a real fancy video or anything, but definitely check that out. And then the third tool that I want to give you in where to start teaching Alef-Beis is just hanging up a poster on the wall of Alef-Beis. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to go out and buy a whole, chart. I was really fancy about this. Actually, this side, okay, it's backwards. I painted this myself, but you don't have to be fancy about it. You can go online and print an Alef-Beis chart from Google Images, or you can even, if you wanted to make it extra large, and I've done this before, and I've seen it in a preschool classroom, and it was really, really nice, and it was a focal point of the room. It's like you walk in and it's this huge Alef-Beis. On one sheet of paper, the teacher printed 1 letter per paper, large as she could make it, and then hung it on the wall, laminated it, and then hung it on the wall. And it was very visual and very simple. And I mean, you look at these letters all day long because they're so large. But that's the point you're trying to make, is teaching them just by visually exposing them. So these are 3 tools where to start, and I hope that you subscribe, and I have episode 2 coming up next week. Bye.